and gentlemen, boys and girls, children of all ages, welcome to Robert's Sports Show. I'm your host, Robert. Impact Wrestling Under Siege preview. As we know, there's been the forbidden door open between Impact Wrestling, AEW, New Japan Wrestling, a little bit between AEW and NWA. I like it. I like what we've seen so far. It's not been saturated. You're getting a few people here or there. You got Finn Juice from New Japan into Impact Wrestling. They won the tag titles. You've gotten El Phantasmo from New Japan to Impact. You've got Kenny Omega from AEW to Impact. You've gotten the Good Brothers from Impact over to AEW. Private Party. You've done a few guys here and there. Now, I know down the line we're going to see it. On an AEW pay-per-view, we're going to see Omega Okada. I'm fine with that. I've seen it a million times. It's going to be good. It'll be watchable. What I want to see is Omega versus Ospreay. But that's not for an AEW show. This is an Impact show. Even though we got Kenny Omega on it, this is an Impact show. Now, if you're not watching all these monthly Impact specials, which they've had, Genesis, they've had No Surrender, Sacrifice, Hardcore Justice. Then we've had the two pay-per-views, Hard to Kill and Rebellion. Now we got Under Siege. Next month we have Against the Odds. Then we have Slammiversary in July. Overall, these shows have been pretty decent. So far, Rebellion has been the best. The pay-per-view from April, 3-star average for the whole show, 3 stars. Of the monthly shows, No Surrender in February was the best of that. 2.8 average star, 2.86, Genesis 2.83, Sacrifice in March 2.77, Hardcore Justice was just retarded. But overall, this Under Siege card actually looks pretty darn good. First match, we have the Impact X Division Championship on the line. Again, this may be match of the night, it could be match of the year. We have champion Josh Alexander versus New Japan Pro Wrestling's El Phantasmo. If you're new to New Japan, if you're new to El Phantasmo, he is a talented wrestling, I don't want to say genius, but he's got a lot of ability. He's got just some uncanny ability to be able to walk the ropes and do kind of crazy stuff. If you've never watched an Impact Weekly show, hey, I don't have Access TV, I can't watch it. Download the Impact Plus app. You can download it on Roku, you can download it on Samsung Smart TV, you can watch it online. You can watch Impact, Weekly Impact for free. Now you can sign up for $7.99 a month, you can $7.99 a month, and you can get the monthly specials. The pay-per-views don't come out till like 90 days later. So, Hard to Kill should be coming up soon on there. So, I mean, they're delayed for the major pay-per-views, but the monthly stuff's on there, the history's on there. But yeah, check out El Phantasmo from this past Wednesday. He did some crazy stuff on the ropes. He won a #1 contender match. I've actually been a fan of El Phantasmo for a long time. Since he was the undisputed British Cruiserweight Champion in Rev Pro, which was about 2-3 years ago. Then he's been a 2-time IWGP Junior Heavyweight Tag Team Champion with Taiji Ishimori. This match is going to be great. I'm excited about this match. I actually think Josh Alexander is going to retain his title, but I won't be shocked if El Phantasmo wins. Next up, we have kind of a throw-together match. We have Black Taurus versus Brian Myers. This match actually started, it was Brian Myers versus, I think it was Crazy Steve. So who he was wrestling this week on Impact? Where's Impact? It's right there. No, that's not Impact. What the hell is Impact at? Here it is, Impact. Yeah, he was wrestling Crazy Steve. And Brian Myers is just, his gimmick is a greatest professional wrestler or something like that. He ended up winning kind of a cheap shot on Crazy Steve. Black Taurus is part of Decay. He came in and speared him, and that's what made this match. Legit, that's all that made this match. So I've actually got Black Taurus winning this. Next up, we have Willie Mack versus W Morrissey. W Morrissey debuted last month at the monthly pay-per-view. Part of Violence by Design. This match here, let's see. This match kind of. Willie Mack had a match against St. Beetle in this week's Impact, and then Morrissey came out and attacked him. Legit's how it started. It's like, what the hell, people? I got W Morrissey winning that. Then we have a #1 contender match, Fatal 4-Way for the tag titles. We have Austin Aries and Madman Fulton versus TJP and Petey Williams versus XXXL versus Rohit, Raju, and Shera. It's funny, these guys were involved in a #1 contender match for the X title. Petey Williams, Ace Austin, AC Romero, TJP, and Rohit, Raju were all involved in a #1 contender match that El Phantasmo won. Ace Austin, his buddies, Madman Fulton, they always did together. AC Romero, AC Baby, is part of XXXL. Rohit, Raju, his partner, Shera. TJP and P. Williams decided to team up. So yeah, it was like these guys were in the X title match, and all of a sudden now they're tagging with their friends, and there's #1 contender match. I'm like, random. But yeah, so actually I think that match is going to be pretty good, that tag match. So those 4 teams, but I have Ace Austin, Madman Fulton winning that. And then because Tenille Dashwood is a prissy bitch, it pissed off Susan, and Susan went to Scott D'Amore and wanted a match against Tenille Dashwood. Scott D'Amore said, no. Maybe next week. I don't want it next week. I want it now. No, you don't get it now. Fine, I'll team up with Susan. With Susan, Kimberly, and Deanna Peraza have been in a little faction together. She goes, I'll team up with Kimberly, and she finds a partner. So Tenille's been trying to find a partner lately, and she's asked everyone, and everyone's told her no. She said, fine, I'll team with Taylor Wilde. Taylor Wilde returned at the last pay-per-view as well, as the last week monthly special as well. So now we have this match thrown together. So I actually got Taylor Wilde and Tenille Dashwood winning this. Next up, we have the Knockout Tag Titles on the line. We have champion Jordynne Grace and Rachael Ellering versus former champions Fire and Flava, Kiera, Hogan, and Tasha Steelz. I actually have Jordynne Grace and Rachael Ellering retaining their titles here. Now, we have a 6-way #1 contender match for the Impact World title, who is currently held by AEW World Champion Kenny Omega. Now, as much as I like Impact Wrestling, as much as I watch Impact Wrestling, Kenny Omega is on a level by himself. When they first started this Forbidden Door thing with Impact Wrestling, I'm like, when Kenny won that title, I'm like, Kenny Omega is here. The top male star in Impact Wrestling is here. There's only a few guys that I can see really comparable to Kenny Omega. The 6 guys in this match are Chris Bay, Matt Cardova, Sami Callihan, Chris Sabin, Trey Miquel, and Moose. Thinking about a match legit could beat Kenny Omega. Chris Bay. Would the match be good? Yeah. Is Chris Bay on Kenny Omega's level? No. Matt Cardova. This is Zack Ryder. Matt Cardova, is he on the level of a Kenny Omega? No. Sami Callihan. I mean, it looks better than some of the other options here. Would it be an okay match? Yeah. I mean, match quality wouldn't be great. Promos would be pretty cool. Okay. Chris Sabin. You know, as much as I like Chris Sabin, much as the Machine Guns I'm a fan of, he's not to Kenny Omega's level. Alright, Trey Miquel. Yeah, no, match quality is going to be great, but I mean, if you just look, who can he beat Kenny Omega? Yeah, no. Then we have Moose. Okay. Now, Red Swan was Impact Wrestling World Champion. Moose found an old TNA World Championship belt, came out with it, said he was TNA World Champion. Said all he wanted was a Impact World title shot. Scott D'Amore kept telling him no. He came out and was causing Red Swan, making his life a living hell. Scott D'Amore finally said, fine. We're going to recognize the TNA World title. You're going to defend that versus Red Swan in the Impact World title. The winner becomes the undisputed champion. The winner of that match goes on to face AEW champion Kenny Omega. Red Swan beat Moose for the TNA title and the Impact title. That's why Kenny carries both of those titles. So the only thing that makes any sense here to me is having Moose win this match, go on to probably Slammiversary, I would guess, if not against all odds, and face Kenny Omega for the Impact World title. Will he win? Probably not. I think that they're going to leave the title on Kenny for a while. It makes sense. I do think he needs to do more with it. I think him coming out with Nakazawa carrying it is degrading the title. I think what Kenny needs to do is come out with the AEW title on his waist. Get rid of the TNA title. We don't need that. Have the Impact title, the AAA title, hold them both up, wearing the AEW title, just holding it like this, picture, drop the titles, and do his promo. That's all he's got to do. So I got Moose winning that. Next up, we have the Knockout title on the line. We have champion Deonna Purrazzo versus Havoc. Deonna Purrazzo is a very good champion. Havoc would make a pretty good champion. She is a former Knockouts champion. But I think Deonna Purrazzo is going to keep the title for now and win this. And then our main event, we have a 6-man tag match. We have Kenny Omega and the Good Brothers versus Eddie Edwards and Finn Juice, David Finlay and Juice Robinson. Eddie Edwards is probably, besides Moose, the only legit person that I could see in a good quality match versus Kenny Omega, and that would be believable him beating him for the title. What I would like to see at either, the fall pay-per-view, the Liberty Weekend pay-per-view that AEW does. Full Gear? That's November. I can't think of the name of it. Anyway, that pay-per-view, I would like to see them do Eddie Edwards versus Kenny Omega for both titles. That'd be cool. Eddie Edwards winning the AEW title from Kenny Omega. I'm all down with that. But yeah, I think this match will be really, really good. I think this is a good 6-man. Kenny Omega's had 3 Impact matches. He's 2-1. Let's make him 2-2. Let's have Team Impact, Eddie Edwards and Finn Juice win this. And then maybe Eddie gets title shot down the line. But that is the Impact Under Siege preview. That comes tomorrow night on Fight TV and on the Impact Plus app. I will do a review as soon as I can afterwards. So maybe Sunday morning before I get that done. And we also have Backlash. And then we also have Game Changer Wrestling Draft Day tomorrow. And that's got a cool show. So there's actually a lot of great wrestling. We got Rep Pro's got Epic Encounters 11 this weekend. So there's actually a lot of good professional wrestling this weekend. So stay tuned to Rubber Sports Show. I'll get reviews up as quick as I can afterwards. Make sure you check out the preview of WWE WrestleMania Backlash. If you're a NASCAR fan, check those out as well. As always, thanks for being the best part of Rubber Sports Show, and you have a wonderful day.